Modern patio and small backyard garden ideas 2025, minimalist outdoor living design trends. When I envision the outdoor living spaces of 2025, I begin not with grand estates or sprawling gardens, but with the intimacy of small backyards and compact patios. These are not limitations, but opportunities. They challenge us to think more deliberately, to design with intention, and to embrace the philosophy that less can indeed become more. The modern home is no longer defined solely by its interior walls. Instead, it extends outward into the open air, where light, texture, and nature merge to create continuity between indoor and outdoor life. In this new era, outdoor living plays a central role in shaping how people experience their homes. Even the most modest patches of open space are redefined as places of retreat, of gathering, and of connection. The beauty of this transformation lies in its accessibility. You do not need vast square footage to achieve a sense of sanctuary. You need thoughtful design, restraint, and a vision for harmony. As architects, we embrace the idea that a patio or a small garden can be just as inspiring, just as transformative as the grandest courtyard. The hallmark of 2025's outdoor design philosophy is minimalism wedded with function. Imagine entering a small patio not cluttered with heavy, immovable furniture, but defined instead by sleek, modular pieces that adapt gracefully to shifting needs. A set of chairs can expand into a dining arrangement, then dissolve back into a lounging retreat. Tables fold away or extend at will, reflecting the rhythms of the day. The palette here is calm and composed, tones of beige and grey, complemented by the warmth of natural wood. This neutrality is not blandness, rather it is the background against which life unfolds. It allows the mind to rest and the eye to wander without distraction. Materials play a profound role in reinforcing both sustainability and durability. Powder-coated steel brings resilience against weather. Recycled woods speak of responsibility to our environment, telling the story of renewal rather than waste. Composite stone, elegant yet practical, lends a permanence that resists time while still aligning with the ethos of sustainability. Each material is chosen not only for its strength, but for the narrative it brings into the design. To create a modern patio today is to weave together durability, environmental awareness, and aesthetic clarity. Yet no outdoor space feels alive without greenery. Nature is not a decorative afterthought, it is the soul of the garden. In 2025, the choice of plants reflects both practicality and grace. Succulents, snake plants, and peace lilies bring sculptural beauty with minimal maintenance. Herbs like rosemary, mint, and basil offer not only fragrance and freshness, but also the intimate reward of utility, ready to be plucked for cooking or for the calming ritual of tea. In very compact yards, we find innovation in vertical gardens and wall-mounted planters. These transform blank walls into living art, cascading with green life while keeping the floor open and uncluttered. Hanging baskets and slender plant stands add height and dimension, ensuring that the limited space does not feel flat but layered and dynamic. Lighting is the subtle hand that shapes atmosphere. It is not merely utility but poetry. In 2025, we lean on solar-powered LED systems, on lanterns that flicker warmly, on strings of light that trace lines of intimacy across the patio. They create a glow that is at once modern and timeless, sustainable yet deeply human. Light defines how a space feels after the sun has set. It can soften sharp edges, it can invite conversation, it can turn an ordinary corner into a stage for memory. And beyond illumination, light is integrated with technology. Wi-Fi-enabled systems, smart motion sensors, automatic timers. These are not gadgets for show, but tools of seamless living. They extend the intelligence of the home outward, merging convenience with atmosphere. Technology, too, finds its subtle place outdoors. Smart speakers bring music into the garden without intrusion. Heating units extend the seasons, allowing a patio to feel as inviting in early spring or late autumn as in summer. Automatic watering systems relieve the burden of maintenance, ensuring greenery thrives with minimal intervention. The outdoor space is no longer disconnected from the flow of daily life. It is integrated, intelligent, and responsive. It feels as modern as any interior, yet it holds the freshness of open air. Even within this framework of minimalism, there remains room for personal expression. A patio should reflect not only the trends of the time, but also the spirit of its owner. Natural materials are reintroduced to create a dialogue between the organic and the technological. Bamboo, woven rattan, terracotta, these textures bring warmth and tactility. A hammock draped between two posts, a hand-woven rug laid beneath the seating, or a sculptural piece of art placed against the wall, these details shift the space from universal to personal. They remind us that design is not about conformity, but about resonance. Small backyards, when shaped with thought, become multifunctional zones of daily life. A corner can serve as a morning coffee nook, basked in gentle sunlight. Later, the same area can be transformed into a reading retreat or an intimate lounge for evening gatherings. Foldable furniture, stackable chairs, and wall-mounted surfaces empower these transformations. They dissolve the boundary between different uses, creating a space that adapts fluidly to human rhythms. For those who entertain, compact fire pits or portable grills bring the joy of cooking outdoors without overwhelming the area. It is versatility, not volume, that defines modern luxury. The guiding principle of these outdoor transformations is balance. Balance between simplicity and expression, between utility and beauty, between sustainability and comfort. The modern patio is no longer an afterthought, it is an extension of the home's identity. It reflects not only aesthetic choices but also values, a respect for the environment, a preference for quality over quantity, a desire for spaces that nourish both body and spirit. In this sense, the modern patio and small backyard garden ideas of 2025 embody more than design. They embody a way of life. They remind us that comfort, connection, and well-being can exist even in the smallest square footage, provided the space is approached with vision. And as architects, as creators, our role is not to impose grandeur, but to reveal potential. To look at a small patio and see not restriction, but possibility. To design not only for the eye, but for the soul. It is in these intimate outdoor spaces that the modern home finds its truest balance, offering a sanctuary that is at once stylish, sustainable, and deeply human. When we progress deeper into the philosophy of outdoor design for 2025, the narrative becomes more intricate, more layered, as we explore the way these small sanctuaries embody modern living. The patio, once a transitional zone between house and garden, now stands as an essential chapter in the story of the home itself. It is not only a place of rest, but a dynamic environment where daily life expands beyond the walls of architecture. The challenge before us is not to fit everything into a compact space, but to curate, to refine, and to elevate every choice so that it resonates with purpose. Minimalism continues to be our guiding principle, but minimalism without sterility. In these patios, we seek not emptiness, but clarity. Each element, whether a chair, a planter, or a lamp, must justify its presence. This is not about removing personality, rather, it is about creating room for the right kind of personality to flourish. For instance, a simple modular sofa designed in clean lines and muted tones can support a range of functions. It can host a solitary afternoon nap, a conversation between two friends, or an impromptu gathering of guests. The strength of the piece lies not in ornamentation but in adaptability, in its ability to harmonize with shifting contexts. The materials we use too are part of this dialogue between permanence and evolution. Steel with powder-coated finishes resists corrosion, ensuring endurance against seasons. Recycled timbers tell a story of reuse, each grain a reminder that sustainability is no longer optional but fundamental. Composite stone unites strength with contemporary elegance, its surface is smooth yet resilient. Together, these materials form the vocabulary of a modern garden, one that speaks of responsibility while still radiating refinement. It is a quiet luxury, rooted in awareness, that defines the architectural spirit of today. As we design within constraints, plants emerge as both decoration and participant. They are no longer scattered randomly but woven into the architecture of the space. Succulents line narrow ledges like sculptural accents. Snake plants stand tall against walls, vertical lines echoing architectural edges. Herbs, fragrant and functional, bridge utility with sensory pleasure, giving the homeowner both beauty and nourishment. And where floor space is scarce, we lift the garden upward. Vertical installations transform sterile walls into living canvases. A series of terracotta pots, staggered with intention, cascade like a waterfall of green. Hanging baskets draw the eye upward, creating height where width is lacking. In this choreography, greenery does not consume space, it liberates it, expanding the perception of volume and life. The play of light becomes a second layer of architecture, sculpting space in the absence of walls. Solar-powered lanterns define pathways, their soft glow leading footsteps gently through the night. String lights arc overhead, a constellation crafted by human hands, connecting sky and earth. Smart LEDs, programmed to adjust in intensity, allow the mood to shift effortlessly from lively dinner to tranquil meditation. Light, when treated as design rather than mere function, can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It becomes the invisible architecture that frames experience, guiding how we inhabit space once the sun has set. Technology, far from being intrusive, now breathes subtle intelligence into these intimate retreats. Speakers disappear into the architecture, releasing sound that fills the air without announcing its source. Motion sensor lighting responds like a companion, guiding the homeowner safely yet unobtrusively. Automatic watering systems whisper of convenience, ensuring the plants remain vibrant even when the human hand forgets. Heating elements, slim and elegant, dissolve the boundaries of season, allowing cool nights of autumn or the hesitant mornings of spring to remain welcoming. The patio, then, becomes not only connected to nature but seamlessly integrated with the broader rhythms of modern living. It is an extension of the smart home, but with air, sky and greenery woven into its circuits. Yet beyond structure, beyond light, beyond technology, lies the element that breathes individuality into these spaces: personal expression. Here the architect must listen carefully, for no two homeowners bring the same story. Some wish to introduce woven rattan that speaks of heritage, others terracotta tiles that recall Mediterranean warmth. A hammock swaying gently in the corner invites leisure, while a handmade textile spread across the floor brings cultural memory into the present. Sculptures or art pieces turn corners into galleries, intimate yet profound. These touches are not accessories, they are the heart of the space, transforming minimalism from cold restraint into warm authenticity. Versatility, too, defines the modern backyard. It is no longer enough for a patio to serve one purpose. Today, it is a canvas for multiple modes of living. A small table tucked into a corner becomes a place of solitude for morning coffee. By afternoon, that same corner evolves into a workspace, alive with the hum of remote work. As evening falls, it transforms again into a lounge where friends gather, warmed by the glow of a fire pit. Furniture folds and stacks, disappearing when not needed, leaving the space uncluttered. A grill rolls into position, transforming the retreat into a culinary stage. This choreography of transformation is the hallmark of modern design. It is fluid, responsive, always in dialogue with the rhythms of life. The philosophy here is not about denying luxury, but redefining it. True luxury in 2025 lies not in excess, but in adaptability, in space days that feel expansive because they are well considered. It is the ability to look at a compact backyard and see endless potential: a reading nook, a dining terrace, a meditation retreat, an outdoor cinema. The architect's role is to choreograph these possibilities into harmony, ensuring that every transformation feels natural, not forced. Ultimately, these spaces reflect a broader cultural shift. We live in an age where sustainability is no longer an aspiration but a necessity, where well-being is measured not only by possessions but by the quality of experiences. The modern patio embodies this ethos. It is sustainable in material, versatile in function, personal in expression, and restorative in essence. It demonstrates that design at its best is not about size but about thoughtfulness. And so, as I present these ideas, I invite you to imagine your own outdoor sanctuary not as a leftover patch of land, but as an essential room without walls. A room where the sky becomes the ceiling, where greenery forms the decor, where light is painted not on plaster, but on air itself. In 2025, the future of design lies not in creating more, but in creating better, in seeing every inch as sacred and in turning even the smallest corner into a timeless retreat. As we bring the vision of modern outdoor living in 2025 to its full expression, the conversation shifts from individual design choices to the holistic experience of the space. A small backyard or a compact patio is not a fragment of the home, but a continuation of its story. It is where architecture meets nature, where simplicity harmonizes with innovation, and where the rhythm of daily life flows freely between the indoors and the open air. To design such a space is to orchestrate an environment that is both deeply personal and universally resonant. The guiding ethos of this design philosophy rests on intentionality. Every element must serve, and every decision must carry meaning. When we embrace the principle of less is more, we are not advocating emptiness, we are crafting spaciousness through clarity. By eliminating clutter, we allow the essential to shine. The chair that can be folded away, the table that can extend or retreat, the planter that serves as both decoration and sustenance. All are chosen not to fill space but to enrich it. The result is an environment that feels open, breathable and adaptable, one that speaks of freedom rather than confinement. Greenery remains the heart of this vision. In an age where sustainability and self-sufficiency carry profound weight, the plants we choose embody values as much as aesthetics. A wall-mounted garden transforms a blank surface into a lush vertical ecosystem. Herbs grown along the edges of a patio remind us that beauty and nourishment need not be separate. Succulents and lilies offer sculptural forms that require little attention, ensuring that even the busiest homeowner can maintain an oasis of life. In these choices, the garden ceases to be ornamental alone. It becomes a living participant in daily rituals, from cooking to relaxation to quiet contemplation. The presence of light further shapes the emotional identity of the outdoor retreat. Imagine an evening when solar-powered lanterns glow softly at the perimeter, their energy drawn from the day's sun. String lights overhead trace arcs of intimacy, transforming a modest space into a realm of wonder. Smart systems attuned to human rhythms adjust brightness as dusk deepens into night. What emerges is not only visibility but atmosphere, a stage upon which conversation, laughter, or solitary reflection can unfold. Light in this context is not an accessory. It is the silent architecture that defines mood and memory. Technology integrates itself not as spectacle but as service. The beauty of a connected outdoor space is in its subtlety. Speakers that blend into the environment extend music into the garden as naturally as birdsong. Motion sensor lighting responds to presence, guiding steps without demand. Automatic irrigation ensures that greenery flourishes regardless of human schedule, while heating units extend the use of the patio into colder months. In this orchestration, technology is invisible yet omnipresent, a partner in the creation of ease. It allows the patio to remain modern, not only in style but in function, a space where tradition and innovation converge seamlessly. Personal touches anchor the soul of the design. Architecture provides structure, but it is the human hand that imbues meaning. A woven rug, a ceramic sculpture, or a hand-carved wooden bench carries with it memory and identity. These elements transform the patio from a showcase of trends into a reflection of life itself. A hammock becomes more than a seat, it becomes a symbol of leisure. A textile draped across a chair tells of heritage. A terracotta planter recalls landscapes beyond the walls of the home. These details personalize minimalism, ensuring that restraint does not give way to sterility, but to intimacy. The multifunctionality of small outdoor spaces represents one of the most profound achievements of modern design. To walk into such a backyard is to step into an environment of possibility. Morning sunlight may reveal a quiet nook for meditation or coffee. Midday brings the hum of productivity as the same corner transforms into an open-air office. Evening descends and the patio evolves into a lounge of warm light, a place where friends gather around a compact fire pit, where conversations stretch late into the night. This fluidity is the architecture of freedom. It liberates the homeowner from rigidity, granting the space the ability to respond to every rhythm of life. The cultural significance of this design philosophy cannot be overlooked. It reflects a shift in values, from accumulation to intention, from spectacle to authenticity, from scale to experience. The small backyard becomes a testament to sustainability, to wellness, to connection. It demonstrates that true luxury lies not in expansiveness, but in thoughtfulness. To live well does not require vast landscapes, but the ability to shape a modest one into a sanctuary of meaning. In this way, design becomes democratized, accessible, personal, and deeply human. For architects and homeowners alike, this shift is liberating. It allows us to move away from outdated notions of grandeur and toward a more intimate, more responsible form of beauty. It teaches us that the essence of a home is not measured in square footage, but in the quality of the spaces we inhabit. The patio becomes a microcosm of this philosophy, compact, efficient, sustainable, and alive. It is a reminder that design at its highest form is not about what we add, but about what we reveal, the potential inherent in every space, no matter how small. And so, as we envision the modern patios and small backyard gardens of 2025, we see not trends, but a movement toward clarity, toward harmony, toward a balance between the natural and the technological, the minimal and the personal. These outdoor spaces are more than retreats. They are extensions of identity, symbols of resilience, and vessels of well-being. They are places where the simplicity of design and the complexity of life meet in equilibrium. To design a patio today is to craft more than furniture arrangements or plant selections. It is to shape experiences, to curate atmospheres, to weave sustainability, functionality, and expression into a single seamless whole. It is to recognize that even the smallest outdoor corner can hold infinite potential if approached with vision. In this lies the true artistry of architecture, the ability to transform constraint into possibility, to make the ordinary extraordinary, and to remind us that the measure of good design is not in its scale, but in its impact. Thus, the story of outdoor living in 2025 is not merely one of aesthetics, but of values. It is about living simply yet richly, sustainably yet stylishly, personally yet universally. It is about stepping outside one's door and finding not just a patio, but a sanctuary, an environment where modern life and timeless human needs converge. This is the promise and the achievement of the modern backyard, a space without walls, yet deeply within the heart of the home.